So the minute that I saw this comment, I knew I wanted to make a video about it. I realized that many of you are coming to this video because you saw my previous video where I talked about J.Lo and how her fear of aging is impacting her business decisions. And I want to make a really important distinction. Just because someone is afraid of aging doesn't mean that they look bad. J.Lo looks way better at 50 than I ever could at any point in my entire life. And making that video is really important because a lot of times our fears will come up in our decision-making process. And so for her, I felt like she was making a lot of really impulsive decisions based on the fear of aging, and that had nothing to do with what I thought about what she looked like. That being said, as someone who has literally gotten all of the above, filler, plastic surgery, Botox, does that mean that I am not embracing my age? And make sure to leave your opinion in the comments because I'm super curious to see what you think. But for me, it is entirely possible to embrace your age while also getting all of these things, and here's why. My journey of starting with filler, I wanted to get it because my under eye bags were really bad and it was affecting my job life. There were people that were coming up to me that were customers that are like, "Are you okay? You look really sad." And for me, I wanted to get the under eye filler, which meant that like people wouldn't tell me that I looked tired anymore. But what happened when I went in was they're like, "We can do that, but you don't have the cheekbones to support getting that. It'll just look like a bubble underneath." And so one thing led to another, and I had to get the cheekbone and I had to get the under eye, and suddenly, because this was all here, this wasn't balanced. And it's a slippery slope when you do one thing and suddenly it throws the balance of your face completely off. And part of the reason why I really like aging is I come from a family, and this is not a flex, I come from a family where everyone thinks and treats us like we're little kids because we look so much younger. And it was always really frustrating establishing my business where like people would be like, "Are you even experienced enough to do this?" So for me, it was really frustrating my entire life to be taken seriously. So aging for me has always felt like growing into myself, how I've felt for the last 13 years. I also want to say too that if you do get any of the above because you're afraid of aging, there's literally nothing wrong with that. I just thought this was a super interesting thought and I want to know your thoughts.